The game changed, I'm here to restore order. New school and old school, I'm here to connect the border. Real hip-hop, just trying to bring that feeling back. I'm a fan of the culture, so for real I be missing that. When you had to really rap, when you said you could spit a rap. Trash, you get nothing, if you hot, then you get it dap. Bronx the birthplace of the legendary genre. August 11 is the date, really you should honor. Important date, if you don't know about it, it's a problem. It happens to be the date that hip-hop was started. KRS-One said bring it to the cipher. Coogee rap, taking the war, that was fire. Rakim, I ain't no joke, was on the lineup. Jada and Nate Dogg.
No doubt, it's your boy the Joker, the MC, live here on the Evening Rush Network, here on this Underground Lounge. Here, a special, it isn't really a special, it is a special because I have my co-host here today that used to be on the network, but she here to visit on the network here on the Evening Rush Network, here on the Underground Lounge. And this is going to be a special jump off today because we are celebrating 50 years of hip hop. And so we'll get into that. But let me introduce my new guest here on the show today. My home girl, my sister, the Queen VETTE Green in the building. Y'all remember her from her latest podcast, Think You Grow with VETTE Green. She in the house. What's going on, sis? How you doing today?
What's going on, bro? What's going on? I am gathering myself to get in that grateful, blessed spirit because God is good. I'm so excited about this conversation, this uplifting conversation about hip hop. Just learning, even behind stage, just going through stuff and just I'm just excited about this conversation. Tap in, everybody. Don't scroll by the live. Make sure you tap in with us.
Yeah, no doubt. Please tap in, share. We're gonna get into this conversation. And we're going to get into real deep into the hip-hop culture and ask some questions, and we're going to have a good time doing it, teaching y'all about the culture of hip-hop. And this 50 years flew by, you know what I mean? We grew up into this genre of music, and we're going to get deep into the wisdom behind it from the KRS-One 9 Elements track in a minute. But we're going to get right into hip-hop of what it means to us. How did you fall in love with hip-hop? Where were you at when you first heard the first rap hip-hop song, and what was it?
Oh my God, the hip hop, it don't stop. I was standing in the Gates Avenue projects. Yes. It was summer, and that's when they used to do the beatboxing, and they used to take the the cardboard boxes and do the break
dancing
dancing and stuff. That made me fall in love with hip-hop, just seeing that energy behind it. It was crazy.
And back then the old folks used to be like, y'all gonna break your neck, y'all gonna break an arm, y'all gonna
break something. I used to be scared that they would.
Yeah. I was scared for some people that didn't have the ability to do it, but some people, it's a natural talent to do it. But I never tried it. That wasn't my cup of tea. I was a real good windmiller breaker. My strong was pop locking. Breaking, I was pretty good at it as a young age. But then when I got to the older, I was more on the pop locking thing. I was one of the on my block in Buffalo at the time, on Kermit. I was one of the tightest pop lockers on the block of Kermit Street. I battled some people, Watu and Matu that did it across the street. Shout out to them. Rest in peace, Neil. We used to go at it. You know what I mean? And they was nice with it, but on the waving, they was nice. But on the pop locking, on my pop locking rerun from What's Happening, I was there. That was me.
I remember me and my sister used to try and do the dolphin on the bed though, because I couldn't do the dolphin on the ground. I still can't imagine how that felt. Like those guys would be on the ground doing that
concrete.
On the concrete, bro, for real.
In the middle of the street, I can remember it. Some people it was different styles to do that. I never was good at doing the dolphin, and one was called the dolphin, one was called the centipede. There's two different ones.
Okay.
Dolphin is when you got your hands on the ground and you're doing it, but then the centipede was out without hands. Where you used to go, yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. I never was good without the hands. I did that one time and bust my lip.
Ooh wee.
And mama was
Did you do
mad.
it on the concrete, bro?
Yeah, mama was mad. You bleeding and stuff. You come up there crying. You should be down there doing that stuff there.
I was just about to say that. It wasn't no come here, baby. You shouldn't have been down there anyways doing
You doing that. You know you can't do it. So why you trying to do it? So yeah, that was my experience in hip hop. My first song that I heard, it wasn't that. I never forget it. Me and my sister was on punishment. We was listening to the small clock radio in her room, and we used to get a little bit of the state because Buff State, they used to have a little stream connected to New York City radio. You know what I mean, out there, and we used to catch a little bit of it. As long as our antenna was where it needed to be, it could be enough where we could hear it. Where we gotta be quiet, you know. And we heard Roxanne Shante and UFO. Yeah. When I heard that, Kango Kid, rest in peace. When they had the Roxanne jump off, that thing used to come on every Sunday. And was it night or the eve? I think it was in the eve after church. We used to go home. We used to get home. We take our church clothes off, and we want to listen to the hip hop. Yeah, and so that definitely it was that, and then we listened to that, man. I mean, they was going back and forth. Then that was the talk of the town. Everybody was wondering if they gonna come back, and is somebody gonna get a reply. Then all of a sudden we heard Roxanne Shante respond. That changed the game for me.
It opened up a new type of excitement for us growing up, and as the culture was, I guess, cultivating, it opened up a new type of excitement. And we didn't have social media back then. Remember, we had to depend on the magazines like Word Up magazine, things of that nature, or just I remember when LL came out. I don't know if you remember this, but remember he would wear the hat. So there was a rumor going around that he had a pointy head or something, which he kind of does have a little, but I can remember them saying that's why he wore the hat. Right.
Yeah, it was all types of things going on when it came to hip hop back then. It was so many, because like I said, it wasn't no social media, and at that time, MTV, which before Rap City came on, it wasn't on TV like that unless it was on the public access channel. You know what I'm saying? Music box. You know what I mean? The New York, we used to get a little bit of that. And then we had our own thing in the upstate New York where the UB kids used to always get together and connect with the New York flavor and push that on the public access channel in Buffalo. So that's how we was learning. Like you said, you're learning that in a magazine. But do you remember when the Source magazine was a newsletter before it was a magazine?
I do not.
Yeah, the Source magazine.
I do not.
It used to be a newsletter. You used to pick them up at the library. We used to go to the library in Buffalo, downtown, the big one, and you used to go on the second floor, and they used to be for free. You could just grab it right there. You know, it was a newsletter because them guys came out of college doing that newsletter before they started the magazine. And so we used to get the newsletter, the Source newsletter, and we used to know what was going on in hip hop. We knew they had to think about the Fat Boys on there. Run did that. First heard about DJ Run before it was Run DMC. He was DJ Run. He was a DJ before he came with Run DMC. DJ Run, the Furious Five, like all them old school 70 MCs, Marley Marl, stuff like that. So that's how we got involved, because my uncles and my older cousins used to always have them. So they used to leave them on the table at grandma's house, and we used to pick them up. We used to read them and stuff like that. And grandma used to keep it on for us when we come over. We got something to read, whatever. And at that time, they didn't know. A lot of the older people didn't know what hip hop was. Nothing was played on the radio at that time. Everything was college radio, and everything was newsletter, word of mouth, that type of thing. So that's where I knew that this was going to be big. I didn't know when, but I knew I wanted to do it.
You knew you wanted to do it. You
I
got
wanted
that
to figure it
feeling.
out. Yeah, I wanted to figure it out.
Did you used to rap? When did you used to rap like in the mirror and stuff, bro?
I didn't start really rapping until I was like around 12.
Okay.
You know, I was more into the dancing part of it, the culture of dancing, and the fashion part of it when I was younger. When I was in my 5, 6, 7 years old, first, second, third grade, I was mostly into the dancing part of it. So that's when I got into the breaking into pop locking and all that. I didn't really get into the rapping part until I was 12. I was just came in the group home, and there was a young man named Larry Warlaw. Larry Warlaw, if you tuned in on Facebook, I know you will tell the story. He was real good at rapping. He was very talented. He was ahead of his time, and he taught me how to write rap. He taught me how to put the words together. He taught me how to actually learn how to start off as making the last word rhyme on a bar. He taught me what a bar was, but he didn't teach me to count. We just did it and just figured it out. You know what I mean? I never knew how to count bars until I was like 16, 17.
Can you explain for those of us who don't understand that? Explain what that terminology is.
A bar is a bar count. When you even in singing, when somebody's singing, it's a bar count. You know what I'm saying? That 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, and you know what I'm saying? And it does that on a 4 count to the 1, and you keep on adding to it until it gets to 16 bars. So it's pretty much, you know what I'm saying? That's the count. You know, there's 4 and 4 is 8. You know what I mean? 8 is 16. So it's had little math skills in there at the same time of the count. You know, so when you do beats, that's the BPM count for producers to make beats. So even though you're a beat maker, you got to still know the count for the artist to write to, as you know, you putting that creativity together as being a producer and being in the studio and putting it together as one creativity art format, composing artwork, which is music. And so, you know, Larry Warlaw was very talented. He was real good at rapping on top of his head. So that what really made me want to do it. He inspired me to do it. So then I wrote my first rhyme. No, I don't remember it. But I remember the concept of it. You know, we was pretty much rapping about things that we was going through, and we was rapping about. It was more party type of music we was rapping, really, more than what we went through, because it was fun music back then. It was fun to rap back in the day. You know, very fun. It didn't really get serious rap until the 90s, but the 80s it was fun rap. It was all about partying and having a good time, because that was the end of the disco era. And those who don't know, that's where hip hop first took their first samples from the disco era, from 1974 on up, and then transform into, you know, and those who's tuned in, y'all pretty much those who OGs is on there, they can pretty much break that down. Those who don't know, this is definitely a hip hop historian class right here. So that's, you know, then you had your Run DMCs and all that who started sampling the rock because of Rick Rubin, who was in the rap culture, but he learned the culture of hip hop being in New York, being in that dorm room in college, and learning it from Russell Simmons. So that's
I feel like they set off a different type of genre, even though they were hip hop. They the way they came together as a group, and then by that time we had videos out, so that made it even more popular, because now we have the videos on top of the music. Right.
When you was watching TV, MTV, did you watch every episode of Rap City?
Oh my God, yeah, and 106 in Park too. Yeah, I was more 106 in Park than Rap City. I was more 106 in Park.
The 2000s, they did. 106 in Park was the jam. I did too. I watched every 106 in Park. But in the 90s, I was on the Rap City. And then the basement didn't come in until like around 98, 99. But Rap City came with Fab Five Freddy. I watched every episode. They used to have the reruns during the week, because, you know, they didn't really have a consistent rap culture going into MTV. You had Rap City on. I think Rap City came on. I think it started off on Friday nights, and then it went to Saturdays. But it was made for the weekend, so we used to watch the reruns throughout. They had the reruns always repeating when you get out of school, or then they play it again at night, on a Wednesday. So I watched the reruns like they was brand new. Like, did you watch this already?
We used to record them.
We used to record on VHS too.
We used to record them on a VHS tape.
Yeah.
Was Downtown Judy Brown on MTV or VH1?
She was on MTV. She was the original URL to me.
Okay.
She worked with the pop culture, but she did have hip hop in there too. But she was more a pop culture type of thing. But if the music was a party club song that was hip hop, she definitely played it. Like Funky Cone Medina and stuff like that. The Hammers, all the dance type of stuff. So they put her in to keep the pop culture alive, but at the same time they put the hip hop in too, because she was in that wave of when hip hop was getting hot. It was going to the next level, and she helped me go to the next level. So shout out to Downtown Judy Brown. She's still doing her thing. Shout out to her.
Medina.
Yeah. Oh man, But yeah, then we have the and then back then in the 90s, that's when they started bringing the elements of hip hop. They started off with 4 elements. I believe the top 4 elements was MCing, DJing, graphic, and dancing. They started off with 4 elements of hip hop, and then that was the elements we was going by. Then they added the 5th element. I forgot what the 5th element that they added it to, but we're gonna talk about that because KRS One break down on 9. There's 9 elements now. They came with the other elements in 2000. That's when KRS One came out with Crystal album, and he came out with the 9 elements, and we're going to break that down on a song. You know what I mean? And he's breaking down the 9 elements. So those who's tuned in right now, pay attention. If you want me to play it back, put it in the, those who's live, not the playback, but what I'm saying, yeah, I can play it back. But he's really breaking down 9 elements. These are things I want y'all to pay attention to the song, because I know a lot of people, it's hard to listen to lyrics. And it's like, you got to pay attention to what he's saying. He's breaking down 9 elements. And he's breaking down what them elements are. Then he's breaking down what hip hop stands for at the end of it. Okay? This is the master art of lyricism as an MC. You know what I mean? Rap, you rhyme. You're rhyming words. That's rap. You're rhyming words. You're putting together a form of art that people can understand you in poetry format behind music, because rap stands for rhythm, art, poetry.
Really?
Yes. So
I did not know that.
Yeah. So you actually bringing the poetry behind the music. You know what I mean? So that's what rap does. When you bring the lyricism to it, you're bringing a whole different something of words that's going to bring to life. It's almost like words in a movie. That's lyricism. You know what I mean? That's the part I was interested in as a writer. I liked the rap. Don't get me wrong, because I can play around with it. I can freestyle. I can have fun with it. You know what I mean? And enjoy the culture. But when it comes to the lyricism of it, to where it's the art form of really getting people to be like, okay, what did he just say?
Were you one of those kids? Did you have a notebook full of rhymes and stuff?
Oh man, I should go through them. I should see this right here. This is where not really my mom, but I think my aunts and my grandmother used to get mad at me. I used to write on everything. On the newspaper coming in the mail, I'm writing on top of words, writing on the toilet paper. Grandma used to go up my behind on that.
I know she did.
Toilet paper on. Hey, listen, any idea I had, but then I said, let me go ahead and start carrying a small notebook or notebook. And then I started writing in the notebook, and then I started keeping notebooks around. Like until this day, I still do. For notes, I do more than one thing now since I'm older, but I still keep a notebook close by just because I have an idea of something to write down as me being an MC. And I'm always writing in my head every day. You know what I mean? Once you a hip hop head, you a hip hop head. Period. You never once you start rhyming, you're never gonna stop rhyming. Even though you don't, I might not record a song every day, but I write a rhyme almost every day, just in my head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 'Cause
Have you ever been like in an odd place and all of a sudden either a beat or like a verse came to you?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, all the time. To this day,
Yeah.
all the time. You know, and then that's where the inspiring come in. That's when it's part of your soul. You know what I
Mm.
mean? That's when you made. That's when your soul was singing. You know what I mean? That's straight from God. You know what I mean? And when you have that in you like that as an MC, um, it's really refreshing. It's soothing to the soul, and that's the difference
Mm.
between rap. Rap is soothing to the audience and soothing to the paycheck. Um, you know, and I know Karis Horn broke this down in this one Source magazine. He broke down the difference between rap and hip hop. You know, rap is for the radio, for the spins, for the money, the fame. Hip hop is for dope rhymes, lyricalism. You know what I mean? For the people
Mhm.
changing the community. That's the hip hop. Hip hop is really in that, you know, and until it's like that to this day. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like it does change lives in a positive way. And it also change lives in a negative way.
that's true.
Depends how you use it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's why hip hop is the number one genre. And it's funny how this is the 50th year of hip hop, and it took almost a whole half a year. It took really 6 months before we had a rap artist hit number one. We finally got one, and that's Lil Uzi Vert is considered number one for the first time this year.
Really?
Lil
Oh,
Uzi Vert's album Pink
congratulations.
is number one, and it took. And I thought, and then I think the number one first time rap single is J Cole and Lil Uzi Vert.
I was just about to ask you, is it that song?
Lil Durk and J Cole was the first rap single to go number one this year.
Oh, wow.
But it took 6 months. It took 6 months to do that. In the early 2000s, 90s and 2000s, hip hop been number one. Hip hop been number one since Eminem, really, consistently after that. We've been Eminem, Jay-Z, Drake, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Migos, Lil Durk, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar. I keep going. We're number one all these years. We control the genre for all the 2000 all the way to now. Hip hop been number one in the top 100, top 200 hip hop charts, R&B. You know what I mean? We control the culture for that whole 2000 until now.
Oh,
Until
wow.
2023, the 50th year anniversary, we finally got somebody to hit number one. It took that long.
Why do you think that is?
I think that got a lot to do with the social media, streaming. You know, everybody's more on the streaming platform because people are not really buying hard copies like that. I think a hard copy now on the digital side now is considered a download. It's considered a record set. Not just putting them on a playlist, but actually download the song to your account. If you have a Spotify account and you download a song, that's considered a record set.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
When you pay for it on iTunes to download the album or song, that's considered an album play now. Considered an album being sold. When you go to Prime and download it to your device to where you have it and you can have that MP3 for yourself, that's considered an album sale. You know what I mean? And I believe some artists still have a lot of hard copies on tour that you can buy, and they scan it and it's still considered a sale. Even though they don't, you go to record stores now that's still left. It's only only the mom and pop stores have CDs. Like Doors Records, you can still get a hard copy. Yeah, Doors Records to this day, you can go in there and say I want a Mary J, and they got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can go in there and say
that's a legendary store right there.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's a mom and pop establishment. And I think every major city that really love the culture of hip hop has hard copies, especially record stores. It's like mom and pop record store because records is back. And a lot of people is back at buying records again because they're collector's items now. Even CDs now is collector's items. So, and I can see that. I think that's going to be stronger years to come on hard copies because even though it's a digital platform right now, I believe it's going to still. The people still ask me for CDs to this day because of my Haters album. All the fans that bought my Haters album overseas still send me emails to this day saying they want a copy of the War Injection album that I just released this past year. So, and I'm in the process of getting some hard copies and vinyl and cassettes and stuff like that. But they're collector's items.
Vinyl is
Yeah. Okay, now, before we get to the KRS One 9 Elements verse, how did you feel when you went to the store and bought your cassette tape and opened it up and read the whole credits and all that? How did you feel when them albums came out and you went to the store?
That was the highlight for me, bro. Like, because we didn't have social media back then, so that helped me feel closer to the artist. It was like a not their portfolio, but you got to at least learn some things about the artist, who they're thanking, who wrote it. I read all the credits because I wanted to know who did the artwork, the cover art, all of that. I was so in tune with it. I would read it like a book, and and some of them were kind of thick, like a little magazine.
That's right. They did. A lot of them did bring I know the first artist that really brought out like a booklet type of thing was the original MC Hammer album. You Can't Touch This album. He came with a bio thing about his life, like a little something about his life before he got into hip hop. I remember that. You know what I mean? That was the first. I think that probably was the first 500,000 copies. You had that booklet, and it was a special edition of the MC Hammer album, and I remember that. I remember I got my copy. He actually had a story, and that's why I knew all about MC Hammer. When people went back to buy the album again, it wasn't in there because I had the special edition one, and I knew about he was a bad boy, and he grew up in church, and his father was a preacher, and I knew a lot about MC Hammer. I know his government name. You know what I mean? Stanley.
Is it really?
Yeah. So it's like that booklet. Yeah, that booklet had everything about his life, and that's what made me really love not just his dancing and his entertainment part of him. Because MC Hammer was a rapper. He wasn't a lyricist MC. He was really an entertainer. So
I was just about to say, I felt like he was an entertainer.
He really entertained. His showmanship was so crazy. On stage, his and everything, and then you have people that mimic that, but it wasn't the same. Like shout out to Vanilla Ice. You know what I'm saying? I liked some of his music, but that was for the other culture. That was for the
I remember that.
That was for the Caucasian that had some on the table that worked.
Yeah,
it worked very well. It worked very well. and I liked it, and I liked some of his music, but then it got to the point when it was a battle that he was better than MC Hammer. I'm like, now you're talking crazy.
Yeah. And I can't say that I like that many of his songs. That particular one, Ice Ice Baby, it was really, really catchy. And then again, the video made it even more catchy.
It did.
The dancing and the clothes that were worn in the video.
And I like that he brought it to that platform, to his culture of the people, to where and they accepted that, and I was cool with that, and I liked that. You know what I mean? It was good to have our version and their version, but at the end of the day, it's just the soulmanship and the showmanship that Hammer brought on stage was different. I seen him in concert twice. You know what I mean? And then what really blew my mind for real is when he performed at the MTV, at the VMAs, man. That performance right there let me know that hip hop here to stay. I knew that. I knew as far as entertainment part of it, it was like that come on, man, all them dancers in the fashion behind it, and then you got then we can get right into it. The Heavy D.
Oh,
you understand me? Like, come on.
Heavy D brought it.
He brought lyricism. He brought love. He brought Jamaican dance hall. He brought regular dancing. He brought jazz dancing.
Rap.
He brought the R&B culture involved in it. The jazz, the showmanship. Like everything about his catalog was artistry of hip hop at its best.
Had the big boys out here showing that they sexy too.
Yeah, right. That's right. You know what I mean? And he was smooth and a good dude on top of it. Like he had the package of what back then a woman wanted. You know what I mean? And
albums were out around the same time. Because are they brothers or that was the rumor?
That was a rumor.
That was the rumor. See, another rumor.
But Heavy D and Pete Rock's cousin. Yeah, from Pete Rock, CL Smooth. You know what I mean? They was down the street from each other. They really actually was family. They cousins.
Oh wow.
Because people don't know that Pete Rock is also Jamaican. His mother and father is Jamaican, and Heavy D's father is Jamaican. Yeah, so they family in that. You know,
I gotta look up that song Pete Rock was on, because wasn't he what was that he was on? I remember it was Hot One Summer.
Yeah.
And CL Smooth,
yeah, Pete Rock, CL Smooth, yeah, then the Heavy D, and then when you go to Google, you put up Pete Rock, they'll see the people, his relatives that was in the game at the bottom, and then the people he's affiliated with. See, that's what I like about Google. They let you know who was family in the industry, who they related to. You know what I mean? Pete Rock was his cousin. Yeah, Pete Rock was his first cousin. Yeah.
Oh my! Oh, he's young too. He's only 53.
Yeah. Pete Rock, yeah. OG, he was definitely at the Rock the Bell. You know what I mean? We're gonna go ahead and take a break to get to the commercial, and after the commercial, we're going to get right into the verse of Carriage One, breaking down 9 elements of hip hop. And this right here is going to put y'all on what hip hop is all about. After these commercial breaks, and we're gonna go right into it right here on the Even the Rush Network with the Underground Lounge. You know what I mean? Let's get this thing moving and make it do what it do, because we here celebrating 50 years of hip hop. On the 11th, August 11th is the actual birthday of hip hop. And make sure y'all tune in to 716 Live. I'm gonna be playing all the old school hip hop on that day and celebrating it and all that and making it do what it do. So no doubt.
It's just as old as us. I can't even believe it.
Right here on the Even Rush Network. No doubt.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Chrissy, here to let you know that the Even Rush Network now has an app. Yes, an app, you guys, so you can stay connected on the go and watch all your favorite podcast shows. You can download the app at Google Play Store or Apple iTunes. So spread the word. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Also, if you're looking to start a podcast and really don't know how, well, hit us up at the Even Rush Network at gmail.com and inquire about time slots, pricings, and everything you may need to get started. We got you. Join the winning team, the Even Rush Network. And also, download that app. What are you waiting for? Get to it.
Right now, ladies and gentlemen,
this is a rap session, and my name is Stewart. And when I talk about hip hop music, I know.
1. Breaking or break dancing, really b-boying, freestyle street dancing. 2. MCing or rap, divine speech, what I'm doing right now, no act. 3. Graffiti art or burning, bombing, tagging, writing, now you're learning. 4. DJing, we ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? 5. Beatboxing, give me a yes, and we rockin'. 6. Street fashion, looking fly, catching the eye when them cats walk on by. 7. Street language, our verbal communication, our codes throughout the nation. 8. Street knowledge, common sense, the wisdom of the elders from way back whence. 9. Street entrepreneurialism, no job, just get up, call them and get them. Here's how I'm telling it, all 9 elements. We stand in love, no, we never fell in it. Intelligent, no doubt. Hip hop, we not selling it out, we just letting it out. If you're checking us out this hour, we teaching hip hop. Wholly integrated people having omnipresent power. Rap is something you do, hip hop is something you live. Hip hop is something you live, hip hop is something you live. Rap is something you do, hip hop is something you live. Something you live.
Yeah, no doubt. See, what you got to understand too is, you know what I mean? Is that he said, rap is what you do, hip hop is what you live, And that's definitely is something that caught my attention when I first heard the song. You know what I mean? When he say that, what do you think he mean by that? Rap is what you do, hip hop is what you live.
Rap is what you do. Yeah, a lot of people were. It makes me think about how sometimes as rappers, what you're doing is you are speaking about the life that you're living.
Yeah.
That you're speaking about the things that you've gone through.
Yeah.
In the hip hop, I guess the way we live through our clothing and stuff, like we show it outwardly through just defining the culture, the way we speak, the way we dress, our swag. That's all. It's all hip hop, and it's so natural for us.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I'm gonna put it in a different perspective, but that's definitely a different perspective right there. I didn't think of it that way too. Definitely express ourselves in fashion, express ourselves in how we do what we do. Now, when it comes to rap, anybody can rap if you could train them to do that. You know what I mean? I can actually train you that how to actually write a rhyme and sound good at doing it. You know what I mean? And that's what you're gonna do because you was learned how to do it. Understand? But when we live hip hop right now, I'm hip hop right now. I'm talking with my hands. I'm on the mic on this podcast talking hip hop. My voice, see how my voice changed when I say hip hop?
It got like it defining it.
Yeah, you change. I just changed the whole vocal of how I'm speaking because this is what I live. Like everybody can't do that. Everybody can't speak hip hop. You know what I mean? Even the people that was learned how to rap can't speak hip hop. They do it when it's time to do it. When it's time for that check to come, you got to go on stage and rap. You're going to do that because you learned how to write a rhyme. You understand? And understand?
Understand.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Hip hop is how I wear my t-shirt.
I don't know if it's my connection or not, bro. It's freezing.
Yeah, how
you got the hip hop shirt on.
See how I wear my t-shirt, how you wear your boots. You know when the boots you used to wear, you used to fold it up and you used to fold the jeans in with the fold. That's hip hop. How you fold your jeans over your boots so the snow won't go inside your boots because there's a lot of snow in Buffalo. But you did it to protect the snow, but you also folded it up hip hop.
Just like the Timberland boots and the big jackets and the baggy jeans, the baggy clothes. That was all hip hop.
That was hip hop. Yeah, that was hip hop. Now, let's take it to another level of what hip hop is. What hip hop when you live in hip hop. When you get out the bed, when I get out the bed in the morning, I don't just get out the bed. When I get out the bed, I'm giving out the bed hip hop style. I'm coming out the bed, boom. I have a swag with it when I get up in the bed. I have a swag when I'm walking. When I'm walking to the bus stop, I'm with my jacket, my back where I hold my backpack. That's hip hop. You showing stuff. How you wear your hair is the afro representing your ancestors with your earrings and where your hair is. But at the same time, it's hip hop. How you put your bun in it. You know what I mean? How when you hearing the song and you bobbing your head with your soul. That's hip hop too. So hip hop been around for centuries. We didn't even know it. Hip hop came from James Brown, which is the most sampled artist of all time.
Really?
Yeah, you can pretty much Google that. Who's the most?
You know I be on it.
You can Google that.
I'm in school. I told you today.
The most sampled artist in history is James Brown.
I'm in school today.
Yeah, the most sampled artist that gets sampled from hip hop culture is James Brown. Nobody's been sampled more than James Brown. We kept James Brown getting a check for years because he was doing hip hop.
You are James Brown.
James Brown.
And then Lynn Collins. No, it's James Brown.
Yeah.
And then I guess the Winstons got sampled 6,178 times. James Brown has been sampled 8,715 times.
Wow.
That's crazy.
James Brown, we kept James Brown living. That's why he lived that long life. Because we sampled a lot of his music and kept him alive, kept him moving, kept him dancing, kept him keeping his soul. Like that's why he lived to see 80-something years old. Like, you know what I mean? And imagine if he took care of himself health-wise, he probably would have stayed to live to the 100. Because of hip-hop. Because of hip-hop. You know what I mean? That's how powerful hip-hop is. You know what I mean? And he was doing hip-hop. Clap your hands up. Stomp your feet up. Yeah.
And the dance.
That was he was rapping.
Rapping and dancing.
He was rapping. Yeah, he let you know he was giving you an orchestrated thing to do in the audience. He told you to clap your hands. He told you to stomp your feet. He told you to do that. That's it.
And we did.
Yeah. And we did whatever he said. He was a master of ceremony. That's an MC. That's what MC stands for. Master of ceremony. You know what I mean? That's what he was doing. But then hip hop MC is different. It's how I spell my name. You know what I mean? Hip hop is spelled EMCEE. That's hip hop.
Now, when I see that, I think of the person who's getting the party started, the MC on the mic.
Master of ceremony.
Yeah.
That's what it is. The master of ceremony. The one to keep things rolling, keep things moving while the DJ playing the music. He's also giving props to the DJ. You know, as a true MC gonna give props to the DJ. That's when you know a real MC. If you're an MC on stage and you're not giving props to the DJ, you just on the mic talking.
See,
you know what I mean?
Some of us may have thought that the MC and the DJ were the same people.
Some people did. They got that twisted. Yeah, definitely. You know, because some DJs was MCing at the same time. That was an entertaining DJ. You know what I'm saying? Like the DJs, like back in the day before the hip hop was just coming in, a lot of those DJs didn't have an MC. DJ Hollywood and I can name a couple of DJs. Kid Capri, he was one of those type of DJs who also MC'd himself. Kid Capri, you know what I mean? Yeah, he was MCing while he was DJing. He was doing two elements in one.
Oh wow!
You know what I mean? That's part of the culture of hip hop. A lot of people in other genres can't do that. You know what I mean? Only what name me an artist that actually was on the guitar and talked to you. Not just the guitar talk to you, but also talk to you verbally. There's only a few out there that did that. Prince was one of them. He'll let the guitar talk, and he'll also talk to you.
Alicia Keys let her fingers talk
with the piano. You know what I'm saying? And then shout out to Jamie Foxx. He was good on the piano. He used to do stand-up comedy. So he was a master of ceremony and being a comedian with the art of the music. That's who do that but our black and brown people.
Let me ask you this, bro. Why do you think hip hop has evolved and became this way of life? Because it really is a way of life for us. Why do you think that happened?
I think us as our black and brown people, we was looking for an escape to be free. Like we was free in our minds. We want to get free in other things. So music was the part of being free. Even the music of jazz and gospel was a form of being free. And communications, express ourselves. You know what I mean? We didn't have an outlet like the masses did. And we couldn't go to everybody and talk to everybody. We had to use the musical poetry. We had to use this culture to express ourselves and just cry out. Like, y'all gonna hear me. Y'all might not hear me talking to y'all or me knocking at the door or me protesting, but I'm gonna do it in a different way where I'm gonna reach people where everybody loves. That's music. So hip hop had to happen. because everybody can't sing. Everybody can't rap either, but everybody can't sing.
Yeah.
You know, so shout out to James Brown to actually bring this to the forefront for us to use. You know what I mean? Shout out to the Jackie Wilsons and you know what I mean? And what's my other man, Chuck Berry. You understand me? Sam Cooke. You know, artists like that. You know what I mean? Even the Aretha Franklins and the, you know what I'm saying? You know, artists like that who actually was doing that also, you know, in the culture. So, you know, 50 years of hip-hop.
I'm getting the information so I can keep up with the conversation. I
Yeah,
told y'all
yeah.
tonight I'm in school, y'all.
Yeah, you in
I'm in
hip-hop
school. I
school,
got my
yeah.
notes here.
Yeah, yeah.
I got my notes here.
No doubt. Let's break it down now. I know you got some notes there. Let people know who was the first. I know who the first. I'm gonna say this: the first rapper to get signed to a contract was Curtis Blow. Let me see if I'm right on that.
Ooh,
that?
first hip hop artist to be signed to a contract,
To a record label, yeah.
to a record label. Okay, let's see.
Curtis Blow.
Ooh.
You know, playing basketball. Yes, sir.
Rapper's Delight. Oh no,
Rapper's
it was
Delight.
Curtis Blow. You're right.
Curtis Blow.
It was Curtis Blow.
Yeah. Yeah. Curtis Blow. And then it was Rapper's Delight. They was number 2.
Rapper's Delight. Yep.
Number 2.
Yep.
Yeah. Who's number 3? Run DMC.
Let's see. Number 3. Let's see.
Run DMC. Public Enemy. They probably got signed at the same time.
Ooh. Let me see.
Cause you know, yeah, because I think LL Cool J and Public Enemy got signed at the same time, I believe.
Yeah. Let me see.
Def Jam. And they had Cold Chillin' Records too. I'm talking about Cold Chillin' Records.
It's not. It's just telling me about Curtis Blow and Run DMC.
Yeah.
Yep.
Curtis Blow, Run DMC.
Let's see.
Beastie Boys probably up in there.
Who else?
This is true hip hop literature right here. We're going.
Yeah, this is. We were breaking down the females too.
Yeah, the females, not the female. Who the first female to get signed to a label?
First female to get signed to a label. Let's see who that is. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, first female to get signed to a label.
First female hip hop artist.
Yeah. Signed to a label.
It's signed.
It might be Roxanne Shante or it might be MC Light.
The mother of the mic, Chirac.
I remember Chirac.
Chirac.
I remember Chirac.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it was signed to. Let's look up Chirac. I never heard of Chirac.
Yeah, she I think she was one of the females that was part of that group 4 MCs plus one more.
Yeah. Yeah, she was. So Chirac was, and this is being reported by The Sound of Life, everybody. She was a Bronx-based rapper. She was at the forefront in the late 1970s and the early 1980s. New York hip hop scene. She was called the mother of the mic, and she was the first female rapper to perform live on national television and gain a record deal as the plus one more of hip hop group Funky. What is it? Funky Plus One?
Funky Plus One More. Yep.
Yeah, right. Funky 4 plus 1. Yes.
Yeah.
And they were signed to Sugar Hill Records.
Sugar Hill Records. Yeah, that's the same record label of the same group of Sugar Hill Gang. Yeah, it's the same label.
Wow.
Yeah, yep. Yeah. Yeah.
My patch is behind me. My big girl behind me.
So that right there. Okay, now what other you got? Well, I know you wrote some down. Go ahead and name those.
Yeah, so we have the first female hip hop group to go platinum. Dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Salt and Pepper.
Salt and Pepper.
They were the first ones to go rap, the first female artist to go well, the first female rap artist.
Yeah.
Now this is what I was surprised at. The Brat.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
I didn't. I knew she was up there, but I didn't know she was the first solo rap female to go platinum.
Yeah.
I'm surprised MC Light didn't. MC Light was trying to Queen Latifah, but that was down the line, I guess. But yeah, the Brat. Yeah, that was in '92.
Let's see when she went. Look at you. You know it all, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I just had it.
92, the Brat. Yeah, 92. Funkified.
Mm-hmm. And then, no, actually, she on June 28th, 1994, she released Funkified. Ooh, remember that song?
Right, Funkified, yeah.
Funkified. But listen to this. Have you ever heard of The Sequence?
Yeah.
So The Sequence was the first female hip hop group.
Okay.
They were from Columbia, South Carolina. Yep, and they formed in 1979.
Wow.
The Sequence.
Wow. The Sequence.
And then we have the first. Guess who the first female hip hop? First female rapper to go diamond.
First female rapper to go diamond. It gotta be Lauryn Hill.
Oh, you already know.
Yeah, Lauryn Hill. Yeah. Yeah.
We need to have hip hop trivia sometime.
yeah. That'll be Lauryn Hill because she won the most Grammys that year. She won 8 Grammys in one setting. She tied with Michael Jackson. It was Michael Jackson, Drake, it's 3 other people is tied to win. You got the most Grammys in one setting. I think Beyonce. I think Beyonce's in there too. Yeah.
Yeah, she just hit that milestone.
Yeah, right. But she's the first. Yeah, she was the first rapper in the history to win 8 Grammys in one ceremony.
One setting. Wow.
Yeah. 8. She won 8 of them. She was nominated 9 and won 8 out of the 9. Michael Jackson was nominated 10 times and won 8.
Wow.
In one setting. Yeah. He kept on going up. Every time he sat down,
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Every time he sat down, he had to get back up.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, Michael Jackson, I should stay right up here then. I should have to stay backstage. They can see I keep coming up.
And then I also have, and this is being reported by DJ Booth.
Okay.
Every rapper with a platinum album. I'm just gonna read just a few of them.
Yeah.
Who do you think is? So 2 Live Crew.
Okay.
Tupac.
Yeah.
50 Cent.
50.
69 Boys.
Yeah, 69 Boys.
8 Ball. Remember those jackets?
Yep.
Culture is so crazy.
Yeah.
Akon. A Tribe Called Quest. Arrested Development, and BG.
Okay.
There's more, but that's just some.
A couple. Okay, then I know Jay-Z just broke this record like 2 weeks ago. He got the most #1 platinum albums in the history of hip hop. Jay-Z. Yeah. Every album he came out with went platinum. Yeah, he's the first one to ever do it. 10 albums, 10 platinum albums. Jay-Z.
Ooh wee.
Yeah, he just broke that. He just broke that record. I think a couple weeks ago they put that on that was on the feed. That was on the Instagram feeds, and they say he was the first rapper in history that every album he ever came out with went platinum. And I believe out of those 10, 5 of them is 3-time platinum.
Yeah, three diamond.
Yeah, you got 3.
Yeah. 3 diamond. Yeah, Jay-Z reigns supreme. You are correct. Again, with 17 platinum, multi-platinum projects since 1996. Eminem recently became the most decorated artist. Decorated artist in history, and he follows with 13. 3 of them diamond.
Right.
How does that make you feel, bro? Seeing just seeing how hip hop has evolved and having someone like Jay-Z from the Marcy Projects
Marcy
be
Project.
at the top.
One thing I know about Jay-Z is that he was hip hop, but he was more than hip hop. He got to the business part of it, and he understood what he needed to do. He learned a lot from Dame Dash, but he knew that he had to separate himself from certain things that the culture was drifting to at that time. But he still kept it to where he could still sell records and still be in that hip hop realm, and that was so unique for me to see Jay do that. He knew what to do. And me and my brother Kulu talked about this all the time, and he's a hip hop historian. He said, "You have noticed that every time, whoever was hot at that time, he made it mandatory. Jay-Z made it mandatory to do a feature with him.
Yeah.
If you go from his first album all the way to now, you could see of all the features that whoever was hot that year, he did a feature with him. You know
He
what I
knows
mean?
how to market himself, I feel, and
Yeah,
stay
the
relevant.
marketing strategy is amazing. He's not afraid to invest in himself. That's why he's a billionaire to this day. He's not afraid to invest in whatever he's going. That's a problem with artists this day. It's scared to invest. You know, when they give a price of something, like I just had a meeting. Before we got on, I had a major meeting to a major executive, and it cost this a certain amount of money. But you can't have fear to not invest into yourself. And Jay-Z didn't have fear. He knew what to do. He wasn't afraid to drop money to give Mary J $10,000 cash for a feature. Or Can't Knock the Hustle. You know what I mean? He paid the Underground Kings, UGK, on that Big Pippin song. He wasn't afraid to drop the bag on that feature because they was hot at the time. He wasn't afraid to, you know what I mean? And every album he did a feature with somebody that was big that year. When Mariah Carey was big, he did a feature with her.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Him and Biggie did a couple of songs, didn't they?
He was looking for Biggie when he first got on for his first album even dropped. That's the first person he did a feature for Brooklyn's Finest.
I know he's heavily influenced by Biggie because there's quite a few verses he has that were Biggie's.
Yes, and then another thing we're gonna get to the trivia thing was something that I'm gonna bring up, and then people in the comments probably don't read on the playback. Who did Jay-Z battle in high school?
Oh,
who did Jay-Z battle? I know the answer for that one.
Let's see. I got to look it up. I told you I'm in school, teacher.
Don't tell me what it is until you find it. Then I'm gonna tell you who did Jay-Z battle in high school. They went to high school.
I read that it was Nas or something, or one of the ones from Mobb Deep.
I know, because he went to school with 3 rappers that made it in the game. He went to high school. They were all at the same high school. You know what I'm saying? Biggie's one of them, but who's the other rapper that Jay-Z went to high school that they battled in the cafeteria? And Jay-Z smoked them.
Busta Rhymes?
Busta Rhymes.
In the lunchroom?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I would have loved to have seen that. I would have loved to have seen that.
Busta Rhymes talk about it to this day. He's like, that's when he stepped his game up. He said, I didn't write a weak rhyme since that battle. He talked about it when they gave him his lifetime achievement. He talked about that.
Oh wow!
That's one of the first people he thanked, besides the Most High. He thanked Jay-Z for that battle in high school. So I wouldn't be out here now getting his lifetime achievement at the BET Awards. So he's like, So, and he got the lifetime achievement before Jay-Z. He got the lifetime achievement for him. You know what I mean? And I think Jay-Z's getting a lifetime achievement for the Hip Hop Awards this year. I think he's a candidate to get that. Between that or I think he got the lifetime achievement for the Grammys last year. Jay-Z got the lifetime achievement.
Who, Jay-Z?
Yeah, but I think he's getting it for the Hip Hop Awards in October.
This year?
Yeah, this year he's getting the lifetime achievement.
When is the Hip Hop Awards?
It's going to be I believe it's October. It's going to be on TV. I believe it's October 10th. I think. But I think it's going to be September is the award, but they air it,
okay.
a week after.
I feel like there's an award show in August. Maybe it's the September one I'm thinking about.
Oh, the VMAs is the VMAs is next Sunday.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking. Okay,
VMAs,
okay.
yeah.
Are you watching?
I'm always watching the VMAs, and I'm seeing the culture of the VMAs and hip hop too, man.
Yeah.
It really shifted to a whole different demographic. And how you feel about the shifting of hip hop now after these 50 years? Do you feel that it's going to grow in a different form of a genre, or you think that it's going to recycle itself, like that sound, old school sound will come back? You know, like the 80s sound going to come back and reincarnate into the culture.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to recycle itself. I feel like we have pockets of different sounds.
Yeah,
like that. The drill music. Like I
drill
feel like that's a
music, the
pocket
trap
of sound.
music.
Yeah, but it's not
Yeah.
gonna. It's like NWA. Just a
Right.
different
Gangsta
sound.
music, yeah, you got the gangsta, the West Coast sound, you got the gangsta music, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, but I don't. I think the essence of hip hop is gonna remain.
Yeah, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I just seen a podcast. It's called Fuel Bag Podcast. Them brothers, it was in the industry. Them brothers was part of the A&R and part of radio programming, and they was talking about boom bap, and they was also on Meth Hava's podcast, my Expert Opinion podcast, and they was talking about boom bap, and they saying that um they feel that boom bap is going to remain, but is it going to be back on radio? Because right now, mainstream radio is not playing actual boom bap music anymore.
Yeah.
Like the internet radio brought that back. It was wonderful internet radio. I don't think Griselda would have probably got signed. But internet radio then kept the boom bap sound alive. Now, boom bap was pretty much our club music in the 2000s. And do you think is there room for boom bap to be played back in the clubs again in the future? Do you think is it an open door still? Evolve. I know it's a community for it, but do you think it's gonna be back all around back on the platform of where it used to be?
I think that it has to be reintroduced to the culture because
Okay.
it's not a sound that's heard often. A lot of people may not even know what that term is. I just looked it up myself just to know the origin, and it was originated in 1984, and it was used. Do you know who it was used by?
Okay, but probably KRS-One, Rakim,
T. La Rock.
T the Rock. Okay, T the Rock, and it probably was the first rapper who was bringing the boom back. I say Coogee Rap.
Let's see. For the first rapper of boom bap.
Yeah, the first. Yeah,
Let's see.
Coogee Rap. It gotta be Rakim. It gotta be KRS-One. They gotta be in that.
Yep, KRS-One. They list first.
Yeah. He is the return of the boom bap. That was one of his albums.
Yeah,
Boom Bap.
I didn't know Wu-Tang was So the Wu-Tang Clan, Enter the Wu-Tang.
Yeah,
Number
the
one
36
boom bap.
Chambers. Yeah, that was definitely a boom bap album. Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yeah, that's me. That's my sound. It's boom bap. I love that sound. You can really express yourself in the boom bap sound. And you can do it anyone, but you gotta listen to it more to catch it. One thing I like about boom bap, you can hear the words.
Yeah, Jay-Z also Reasonable Doubt.
Reasonable Doubt album. Yes, the official boom bap album.
Illmatic.
Illmatic official. Yes.
Yep. Tribe Called Quest, The Low End Theory.
Yeah.
Mobb Deep, Infamous.
The infamous. Yes, indeed. Boom bap.
Raekwon.
Raekwon.
I think Most Def is so though. You know what? You kind of give me that Most Def. Black on Both Sides is
That's my
the
favorite
record
album.
that they in Fuji's The Score. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's definitely boom bap. That's the sound that kept us moving in our time in high school. That was the sound of that we recognized. And now, and now the person that brought back the boom bap was Griselda. They opened that door back up. They from Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
I just love this whole, I feel like hip hop birthed other babies.
Yeah.
Like it birthed, or rap birthed other babies. Rap turned into hip hop, and then we have the boom bap, and now we have the drill or the trap music, and then we have the southern sound.
Southern
birthed
sound.
so
We have
many-
the
so
Midwest
much-
sound.
Mhm.
You know, that Midwest sound was nice with the Nelly, Chingy, them artists,
Mhm.
my boy, Bone Thugs and Harmony, that was a
Oh.
Midwest sound. They brought a whole different genre sound that really gave hip hop a spin to where it was different. And
Yeah.
but we accepted it, and we definitely embraced that sound. We embraced it into the culture, man. And in the early late '90s, going into 2000s, that's when the shifting of the sound was changing. You know what
I
I'm saying?
feel like Bone Thugs and Harmony added a little bit more harmony. That's
Yeah,
exactly what they did.
they brought the singing rap type of thing out. Between them and Do or Die, Nappy Roots, they brought the singing type rap into the game. Yeah. You know what I mean? Especially Nappy Roots. Saying the people didn't know that Nappy Roots, the one that brung out Anthony Hamilton. You know what I mean?
I did not know that.
Yeah, because Anthony Hamilton did like 4 or 5 features on the album to the point they thought he was part of the group. Yeah, you know what I mean? And I thought he was too. I thought he was. I heard Anthony Hamilton go. He said, "Oh, Anthony Hamilton, he was solo. He was with." He never was. He just did a feature. He did 4 features on that album. Like it got to the point that you thought that Anthony Hamilton was part of the Nappy Roots. Like, I really thought he was part of the group.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but he just connected with them. They was under the same parent label, so it's like and they just collab, and it sounds so good together. It's like then they went on tour together and all that. But yeah, I already thought that Anthony Hamilton was part of the Nappy Roots. That was a dope sound. That was a dope sound.
He has a beautiful. I love his voice.
Yeah. He's back on tour again. He's back out of retirement. He can't hold back. Come on, Anthony Hamilton, you got to keep it going for us. One more Dan for one more good 4 or 5 years. We need some more of that love, some more of that soulful music from you, Southern sound.
And come to Buffalo.
Yeah, come to Buffalo, come to Buffalo, come to Pittsburgh, come somewhere close by. So we can definitely embrace you with this. But yeah, this is definitely a segment of the 50 years of hip hop. Those who tune in, make sure y'all keep sharing and doing the do live here on the Even Rush Network. Definitely, I'm glad to be a part of this network. And definitely, everybody keep tuning in to Even Rush Network. Keep tuning in to 716 Live. We definitely growing as a media family and making it do what it do.
We are. And shout out to Don over at the here at the Evening Rush.
Yeah.
What's up, bro?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, he's popping in and out. He's so busy on the record label side of it. So busy, brother, man. Like we've been text tagging for the past week and a half. I got a lot of things going on. We both part of 716 Live Media. We're the president. I am the programming manager on the radio side, and it's like so much to do, so many meetings, so many things that got to be done, so much prep work, paperwork, and so much things to do in this business and the culture, and I love it. You know what I mean? It's something that we love to do, and that's the thing about it. Even when it's bad times, it's still cool because we still love what we do. You know what I mean? So let people know what you got going on before we go. What you got going on your platforms? What's coming up next for the Think and Grow with Vette Green and 716 Live?
So Think and Grow with Vette Green. We will be coming back in September with a new season, new content, new just newness all around, new mindset. This Saturday, I am taking part of women's talk luncheon. I'm so excited about that. Hopefully, we can do it outside. I know yesterday it was saying that the weather was saying that it would rain. I don't think that it is. So fingers crossed. And then at the end of the month, we have Lackawanna Fun Day, which I am so excited about being a part of. 716 has been invited to be a part of that. So I'm excited. If you are watching the replay and you are in the Buffalo area, make sure you come out August 25th and 26th out to Lackawanna. If you are familiar with the Jeffrey Taggart Playground, that's where all the events will be held. Friday is going to be the adulting. So I'm excited about that. And then Saturday is more geared towards the kids. So and catch us every morning on 716 Live Morning Show. Our morning show.
Live radio. Make sure y'all go ahead and tune into that. We definitely gonna I'm gonna give a gem on hip hop real quick for all the listeners, and let's keep the hip hop alive for another 50. You know what I'm saying? And I probably won't be here to see the 100th. That'd be a blessing to see the 100th. I was, you know what I'm saying, because I when hip hop was being developed, I was being developed because
literally, right?
73, but I was born in 74. So but I definitely I believe I'll be here for the 75th anniversary. I know I'll be here for that.
I'm speaking it into existence.
Yeah, I'll be here for the 75th anniversary of hip hop. I will be here in the flesh. Probably still rhyme.
I can see you sitting up there with the grandbaby in your lap, right?
Yeah. My grandbaby's be in college by then, hopefully.
Might be the great grands.
Great grands. I'll have great grands by then. You know what I mean? And that's the Lord's will. Definitely be in the place to be. And I believe that hip hop is going to be here to stay forever. And we're going to break ground in all different aspects. And then the machine, and the technology is going to be crazy too, as far as the internet with hip hop. It's going to be on a whole different way. I could see my greats keeping it alive and also still playing my music. Because I was just talking to my daughter about my will that I want to bring everything to her, all my music, copyrights, and all my my publishing and all that being her name in the will and all that, so she can keep the culture alive and pass it on to the grandbabies. And granddad was to spit bars, you know what I mean, and they can have music, for themselves, pass on to their kids and keep on going. You know what I mean? So keep the legacy alive, in hip hop. And you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the ones who's keeping it alive. To all the hip hop heads that passed away. Shout out to Bismarck's daughter, keeping it, and his wife, keeping it alive. Shout out to the Bernadette. Make sure you reach out to Bernadette Price, because yesterday was the anniversary of death of her husband, Shone Price. In hip hop, so make sure you reach out to her and show her some love on IG. She was going through yesterday, and I reached out. She was going through, and she performed on stage at the Rock the Bells Festival in the place of her husband. So that was dope. You know what I mean? So shout out to Bernadette Price. Those who know Bernadette. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know, those who know Bernadette is. Bernadette Price is the widow of Sean Price from Helter Skelter, group Helter Skelter. Who can't click, you know what I mean? And he's y'all can Google Sean Price. His catalog is ridiculous. A talented brother. I wish I would have did a feature with him. I'm real cool with his brother. Said Stuff B, who was on the Underground Lounge. Y'all can check that out on the Eat Rush Network. That interview, Sean Price brother. And I'm hoping to bring him back. Hope I can bring him to Buffalo and put him on a peak couch. That'd be good to bring him down. He used to live in Buffalo, so he knows all about Buffalo. He used to live in the Perry Projects back in the day, so he knows.
Oh wow, I didn't know
very
that.
well. Sean Price brother. Yeah, so okay. I would love to bring him to Buffalo back again and bring him on a pink couch in your platform to interview Sean Price.
Come on, sit on the pink couch.
Yeah, on the pink couch. You know what I'm saying? Making it do what it do. So we're gonna sign off here and here on Even Rush Network. This is your boy, the Joker, the Overlooked MC. And this is the legendary Vette Green, the Queen. And we're going to definitely get up out of here and to enjoy the rest of our night and make sure y'all deal with us in the morning. We're going to be up early rocking and making
Yes,
it
we
do what it
will.
do. No doubt. Peace.